Hello, friends.
Hi, hello,
Welcome
good
to
evening, everyone. A warm welcome to one and all to Option Omega, India's largest retail option traders online conference. Friends, this is your host, Ashok Devanampriya. We are in the second day of the mega conference. Special thanks to our official partner, Money Control Pro, for being a part of this massive event. And special mention about Upstocks, our broker partner, for being a part of this family. Today's speaker is Mrs. Tina Gadodia, the president of QuantSap. She has been from the Greek family, her whole family are traders, rather option traders. So, ma'am, what are you? You are T, right? You're Tita.
I'm Tita.
So she is Tita, her husband is Vega, and the rest of the family becomes the remaining Greeks. So, ma'am, it's a great pleasure to have you on board today as a part of the program. I extend my warm welcome on behalf of Money Control Pro and Upstocks, and also our participants of Option Omega into the program. So the stage is yours, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Ashokji. It was really a very good introduction, and thanks for recollecting the Greeks part. So, hi, friends. Welcome to Option Omega. So, as we all know, the motive for us for the next 12 days is just learning the different varieties, the different ways we can trade options, looking the options from a different angle. So option is a very small thing. So the universe is very small, but it has various phases. So how we look at the option from a different angle, that's bring the beauty in the option trading. So the topic for today is swing trading in options using institutional data for retail investors. Yeah, so topic sounds little contracting. There is a lot of ifs and buts, like what is this type of data, why we are talking about this. So let's take this through it in today's presentation and understand how we can look at something really very unique data, which as a retail trader, if you understand it well, then the game is yours. So now I really thank all the participants. I really thank Money Control Pro of Stocks, Traders Gurukul for getting me here, and it would be my pleasure to share certain inputs with the audience.
Thank you, Tina ma'am. So friends, before we kick off, let me introduce our event sponsor, Upstocks, one of the leading and the fastest growing trading platforms in India, trusted by close to 40 lakh customers. Friends, Upstocks is one of the most popular platform with a very powerful mobile app, desktop platforms. You can trade on F&O, commodities, currency, and all other asset classes at minimal brokerage charges. So please stay tuned. At the end of the day, there is a special announcement about Upstocks. By the end of this webinar, I will make that announcement. So with this, we will kick off the event. Tina ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. Okay, a small introduction about me. So you can say a hardcore finance person. So that's what I know only. So 15 years of journey, it's been in derivatives. So right from my summer internship till date, it's the derivative which have always been at the core part of my entire experience journey. So presently I'm president of Concept Private Limited. So it's a beautiful, you can say it's a beautiful feeling. So when we started off and where we are today, so option research have been the core part of our entire analysis. So prior to Concept, so had a good stretch with HSBC, Investec and Motilal Oswal, where delta trading those time were really very, that was the game for the HNI people. So it was a good period. So overall, my interest lies in developing the option and articles products which could be used from the retail perspective, because that gives you an edge. So our focus at Concept is to bring more and more unique trading ideas, unique ideas for the tools and the various products. So without wasting much time, let's move on to the today's topic. So the first thing, I like to take it little basic format. It's not about the option, but how you come up with the directional bias. Because when you're trading into option from a retail perspective or any HNI one, getting the directional bias becomes really very important. Second, we come down to the deep down data analytics on the complete order and trade book. So yeah, that's something off, we feel so, but we'll look the order and trade book in a different angle. We'll look at the various analytics which are there on this order and trade book and how we can get the inferences for it. Now, the third part, as all trader, we always come to a point where we see a breakout, we see a reversal. So we need to play it well. Which breakout is a genuine breakout? Which breakout is not? Is the stock making some base formation, and is the reversal on track? So these are many questions which are always there in the market or always there in our mind. So maybe using this data can give you a better idea how you can judge you can fine tune your strategy. So what we'll be discussing today would be more from an intraday perspective strategy, option scalping, or maybe like a BTST. Per se, this particular thing will not be much helpful when you're doing a positional one, but surely from an intraday scalping and a very short-term thing, it can give a fair good idea. Okay, so in today's presentation, there are many slides which I have taken up from the recent few days examples. We will also go through the concept application to see how the current market structures are there, how the currently the stocks are placed. Okay, so when we talk about the directional bias, so what exactly as a derivative trader we always look at? So price, open interest, those are there. Now, as something which is most commonly we look at is the future built-ups, built-up trends, and the option band. So basically, these three data points is something which I personally put a lot of stress on, okay? Because you need to know where the stock is. Is it really very short-term perspective, or is there any trend into it? So this comes into picture. So now, so when we start our day, so first thing we always look at which stock is moving, which are the stocks which are participating today. Okay, so something quickly we need to understand where the action is. So is it like which are the price gainers, price losers, OI gainers, OI losers? So one small screen of intraday movers let me understand like how the market is placed today. So you yourself come to know the stock. So see, we have 165 plus 165 stocks, and it will keep on adding only. But we need to figure out my basket of trading. We need to figure out today what I should be trading out. So we need to understand what is the flavor for today. So this particular thing, looking at the intraday movers can help us out to know where the action is getting moving. So this was of 20th. So if you look at yesterday's data point, so most of we saw it was from the start point itself, the Mindtree was leading it, it opened gap up and it was leading the thing. Then morning session, we did not see much beaten up in the metals, but towards the end, there was a metals which was heavily beaten up. So this particular screen, we come to know where the action is moving. But one thing we need to understand, when we are doing an option, we are not a positional trader. So we are always and always on our toes. It's not something like le liya, ek baar data dekh liya, done. You need to be evaluating the data every moment. So better it is, and especially when you are an intraday trader, you really cannot miss out on any single data point. So if you are an intraday trader, your full focus is likely to look at the data, because data is something which gives you a clear picture. We don't need any tips, nothing, because data is transparent. So it will tell you everything. Now, that's the second screen which I often look at, which something which really makes sense to understand over the period how the stock is, whether it's more into the longs, it's more into the shorts, how it is, whether there are more into like the unwinding. So basically, knowing the structure of the market is very important. So take the data points which suits you. If you are a positional trader, you can look at higher data points. Be very sure that is the trend getting very strong. Then only I go into the stock. And if you're a short-term trader, you can move down your thing. So basically, at this point, we are trying to understand the market. We're understanding which stocks are moving. So let me give an example. Okay. So I'll take you to the concept application. So you have your built up, you have the script, and there's a second option, your cycle. So basically the screen will tell you where the market, so how the entire trend has been, whether more they have been on the long side, short side, and those. So if you look at Oro Pharma, it's a clear cut of very heavy shots. Ashok Leyland, it's more of an unwinding if you look at. As we move down, unwinding. So Bosch is shorts. Then if you look further ahead, Excite super short. So we continually see that there's a short getting created. So SDFC, if you look at the SDFC is more of longs. So that's something which is holding out. So there is some, good sign over here. Hero Motocorp, majorly shorts. So I don't have to know the numbers. I will go into the numbers, but here just a color is telling me where the picture is. So how the picture is getting framed. So banks, we can clearly see that how the banks are getting beaten up. There is no momentum coming up because of the data itself is speaking for it. IT. So IT, it's a good, long setup. You are seeing more of longs. Sometimes we are seeing some sort of pullback coming up, but that is not creating a short. So in a bearish market, a stock not seeing a major short is a very positive sign. You don't see that, you see that the new trades are not happening, which are like a bearish trade. It's more like a profit booking. So that itself gives a lot of essence. So this particular screen, so once I look at the movers part, which are the stocks thing, we can always go back and look at this particular screen of the cycle and understand out of those, which is the one which I need to go for. Because confirmation of your data points is really very important. I cannot be, because we all come to the market with a limited capital. It's not something like an infinite. So we need to have a proper top-down approach where we are going to put our money. So Reliance, we are seeing it's more of short, at times it got covered. So unless until we don't see that this bias changes, so we don't see a very strong trend coming up. So understanding the trend becomes really very important. The third data point, which I guess most of us are now into it, that's the option band. Okay, so we all know the highest call is a resistance, highest put is a support. Yes, but we need to not ignore rest of the strikes. So looking at the chart of the option band, so that particular thing we come to know whether is it a clean breakout, is there a lot of loopholes into it, is there a lot of breaks. So speed breaker, we always say that multiple speed breaker, we ourselves slow down. We never go with a high speed with the multiple speed breaker. We ourselves, because we care for our car, right? The same thing is if there are multiple speed breakers, forget it. It will go very slowly. And if it's in a very good momentum where all is taken out, that means it's not gonna stop for a short move. So basically when you're coming into the market, you need to read the data, and more than the numbers, you need to understand the psychology. Because when a person will get feared and when the person will get confident, That's very, very important for us to understand. It's like I am fearful, no doubt, but I'm here in the market to make money. So what I want to encash on is the point when others will start fearing. So that's where. And now with lot of information, you will see around that option ban here and there, everywhere, everyone is talking about. So if everyone is talking about, do we feel that that particular thing will have lot of value now? We always need to have certain more filter around that. And today, along with say option ban, if we start using our order and trade analytics, we'll start coming up something really very strong, you can say setups, because we need to filter out. So the first phase as a trader, we need to first understand where the market direction is, where the stock direction is. So how the stock is today spanning out in the intraday moves. Is it in the long side, short side, whether it's more into the unwinding side, then